And right now I am using a 3-liner, which is going to be a harder one to use, but it's pretty common in this day and age. Most people do want stuff pretty fine lined. We're going to leave a void right here with this red mark because we're going to put a string on it and add to it later on.
Let me know if I need to move it out.
Are you doing X and O's or no?
You're always usually going to want to push or pull with the needle and moving in the direction that the rinse hole is in, like this. You don't really want to move your needle this way and make lines because they're going to get really blown out and weird looking because of the way the needle goes down into the skin on an angle. So you always want to be going with the line, kind of like you were pushing around like a Hot Wheel. You see the way I'm lining up to that line? And the line changes, so I'm going to change and move my machine. And then I'm going to change to go this direction. You can push down this way. As long as you don't want to go straight in either. You want to have an angle so you can see. Change up my direction again. And you want to make sure you're not moving across the skin too fast either, because you got to be slow and consistent like a welder or a sewing machine.
Just get that lips on there first. Yeah. People just see the lips because I think it's funny.
I find there to be more stability in the machine if you're pushing the needle into the skin, across the skin this way, versus pulling it that way. But it's whatever is most comfortable. If your hand and your natural reaction is to pull your lines, you know, like pulling them this way versus pushing them this way, just whichever one's comfortable. Alright, we went over the whole thing once. I'm going to set my machine down. Now, I'm going to start out with a little bit of soap and water. Once the person's skin is open, you don't want to use alcohol on them again. So what I do is I take a water bottle and I squirt a little bit of soap into it and mix it up with water and get myself a little soapy water mix. Any kind of like Dial or Dawn. I use the Dawn antibacterial hand soap, or Dial or whatever, just a little bit of soap in the, hand soap, just a little bit of soap in the water to clean. I don't like those green soaps that they sell in tattoo supply places. They're not really meant for cleaning skin. They're more meant for cleaning chrome, vanadium, and stainless instruments. But somewhere down the line, some goofy-ass tattoo artist started spreading around a bunch of bullshit rumors, and then all of a sudden people are wiping skin with that. But it's not really what it's meant for. If you're going to wash people's skin, you want to find something that's meant for skin, like Dial or like hand soap, or like I like the Dawn antibacterial hand soap, not just the normal dish soap, but they have a orange and a green one that's antibacterial hand soap. That's what I use, and I just put like a little teaspoon or whatever in there. I think I said it in one of the earlier videos, but this is what you'll use the soapy water for. You don't want to really scrub the shit out of the person. You got to remember that their skin is open, so we're going to try to get as much of that purple off there as we can. The yellow marker is not going to come off. It's going to have to wear off. That's just how those Sharpies are, especially the yellow ones. Now I'm also going to take a little bit of the stencil stuff that I have left over, and I'm going to massage into it to try to make sure I'm getting all of the purple off. And you don't want to use that stuff with like a rag or anything. Just use it with your fingers like this. Just kind of keep massaging it, keep rubbing it, Like I say, this is the same stuff you use to put the purple on. I use it to take it back off. Little water, because we did have soap on there. Anytime you use soap on the person, take a paper towel with just straight water on it and wipe it a few times just to make sure there's no soap on the skin. Especially even when they leave, because they'll start to itch and you don't want them touching it. It's an open wound, it can get infected. You know, get the soap off there, and especially, you know, like now I'm getting ready to go back into it. I don't want soap on it because it makes it slippery. It makes it hard to hold. So some of these lines aren't connected and aren't dark enough. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back and fix all of that and make sure they're all the same darkness, thickness, and that they're all connected. And it's, again, it's easier to see to put Vaseline on it so the ink doesn't splatter. If you don't put Vaseline on the skin, when the needle touches the ink, it's just going to make a puddle, and then you're going to have to guess where your needle is looking in the middle of that puddle. And it's, you don't want to be guessing when you're dealing with someone's skin. We're going to connect that just a little bit at a time. We're going to darken this whole line. Now going back over a line that you've already made is really difficult. A lot of times you miss and then you end up with two faint lines side by side and it doesn't look good. So make sure you really get in here. You can really see what's going on. You're using Vaseline. Your needle's out far enough that you can see where your needle's going into the skin. That's why I leave the needle out like I do, just for, you know, visibility and accuracy. But I'm hovering over the surface with my finger.